Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome for today's continuous discussion on Bhaktiyaloka. So today we're going to discuss what they call, what is favorable to Bhakti. Huh? So 6 qualities that enhances Bhakti. All right, so this is going to be the topic for the next, most likely for the next 10 days until we complete our Bhaktiyaloka. Anyway, thank you very much for coming. My gratitude to each and every one of you. And today is a very auspicious day, Vijaya Ekadasi. On this Ekadasi day, we gathered to discuss this kind of Krishna Katha, especially the commentary by this great Acharya is very, very auspicious. So before we start, let's do our invocation prayer. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swa Parantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Utsa Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagarajadam Shagara Raghunathan Vidatam Sajivam Satvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vidamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasachari Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Dayitai Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnanadayine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jala Premadya Sri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namasute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtayedina Tarini Rupanuga Viruddha Pasidanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralamba Rasambode Pada Pujayate Nama Namo Bhaktivinodaya Sachidananda Namo Bhaktivinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Bhava Bhumestam Nidasa Sajana Priya Vaishnava Sarupa Uma Sri Jagannatayate Namaha Vanchakalpatrubhischa Kripa Sundibhevacha Paditaram Pavinibi Vaishnavi Vayo Namo Namaha Om Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gartase Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Nina Bandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanishwari Vrishabhanuste Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Shri Guru Bhaktavranda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Hari Om Tat Sat Namo Vishnupada Krishna Prasthya Putari Shrimati Jayapataka Swamiti Namani Namacharya Padaya Nitai Krupa Pradaya Gaura Kata Damadaya Nagragrama Tarini Hari Om Tat Sat Hare Krishna. So after 2 days we are meeting, it feels like truly feels like a Monday blue. Yeah, so that's why Bhakti has to be spontaneous. Bhakti has to be practiced on a daily basis. So anyway, whatever said and done. So today is a fantastic day, Vijaya Ekadasi. Just a short story about this Ekadasi. This Ekadasi is actually Lord Ramachandra fasted because he wants to achieve success to destroy Ravana. So this Ekadasi bestows auspiciousness, bestow victory. That's why it's called Vijaya. Vijaya means success, right? On this Ekadasi. So it is always better that if we can what they call fast. And the most important is of course always is chanting. We have to chant the holy name of the Lord. Okay. So before that, I'll try to see whether I can get this or not. Right. So especially on this Ekadasi day, okay. Let me see whether I can extract this out or not. right? So on Ekadasi day, it is very auspicious. It is very auspicious to recite all the names of Ekadasi. Huh? So it is the thing that it's very auspicious to recite the entire Ekadasi. So I'm going to recite the entire name of Ekadasi. So you also can join in. Okay. So you can join in to recite. Huh? So number 1, Chaitra Shukla Ekadasi, Kamada Ekadasi. Okay. Varudini Ekadasi, Chaitra Krishna Ekadasi. Mohini Ekadasi, Vaishaka Shukla Ekadasi. Apara Ekadasi, Vaishaka Krishna Ekadasi. Nirjala Ekadasi, Jeshta Shukla Ekadasi. Yogini Ekadasi, Jeshta Krishna Ekadasi. Devashyani Ekadasi, Ashada Shukla Ekadasi. Kamika Ekadasi, Ashada Krishna Ekadasi. Pavitra Ekadasi, Shravana Shukla Ekadasi. Annada Ekadasi, which falls on Shravana Krishna Ekadasi. So the second word I'm saying, the Shravana Shukla Ekadasi, that's a month of Shravan. Shukla means light moon. Krishna means dark moon. Okay, I forgot to inform you just now, exactly, right? So now let's look at this. Another Ekadasi that falls in the month of Shravana on, okay, where was that? Okay, let me do it again because it's very, very auspicious to recite this. Kamada Ekadasi, which falls in the month of Chaitra. In Tamil, we call Chitra Masam. Chaitra, Shukla. Shukla means during the light moon. Okay, that means going towards the full moon. Ekadasi. Then second is Varudini Ekadasi that falls on Chaitra Krishna Ekadasi. Chaitra Krishna. Chaitra Krishna means month of Chitra, tapering. That means the moon is waning towards the dark moon. That's why I call Krishna. Krishna means dark. Okay, Mohini Ekadasi, Vaishaka Shukla Ekadasi. The month of Vaishaka that falls on a light moon. Then Apara Ekadasi, Vaishaka Krishna Paksha. Nirjala Ekadasi, Jeshta Shukla Paksha. Yogini Ekadasi, Jeshta Krishna Paksha. Devashyani Ekadasi that falls on Ashada Shukla Paksha. Kamika Ekadasi that falls on Ashada Krishna Paksha. Pavitra Ekadasi that falls on Shravana Shukla Paksha. Annada Ekadasi which falls on Shravana Krishna Paksha. Bhadra Pada Shukla Paksha. Sorry, Parshva Ekadasi falls on Bhadra Pada Shukla Paksha. Indra Ekadasi that falls on Bhadra Pada Krishna Paksha. Papan Pusha Ekadasi that falls in the month of Ashwini Shukla Paksha. Rama Ekadasi that falls on Ashwin Krishna Paksha. Prabodhini Ekadasi that falls in the month of Kartik. All right, Kartik Shukla. That means during the waning moon. Uttana Ekadasi that falls in the month of Kartik Krishna. That means waxing moon. Paksha. Mokshara Ekadasi that falls in Marga Shirsha Shukla. So what is Marga Shirsha? In Tamil we call Margali. So Mokshara Ekadasi is also known as Vaikunta Ekadasi. We all celebrate Vaikunta Ekadasi in the month of Margali. Margali Shukla. Shukla means during the waning. That means a waning moon. Going towards full moon. Then Marga Shirsha, Sapala Ekadasi that falls in Marga Shirsha, Margali month, but in tapering. All right, in the waxing moon. Uttara Ekadasi that falls in Pausha Shukla Paksha. Shattila Ekadasi that falls in Pausha Krishna Paksha. Jaya Ekadasi that falls in Maga Shukla. Okay, and today we are celebrating Vijaya Ekadasi that falls in the month of Maga Krishna Paksha. In Vedic month, this is called month of Maga. Chariya. Then Maga also I think is Masi month, all right, if I'm not mistaken. Then Amalaki Ekadasi, the next Ekadasi is going to be Amalaki that comes on Palguna Shukla. That means Panguni Masam. Then Papa Mochini Ekadasi that also falls on Palguna Krishna Paksha. That means the dark moon. Okay. So this is the Ekadasi day that on every Ekadasi that we recite the names of all the Ekadasi names and Vrata, you get a favor from Radharani. Where is that evidence? We will do it in Nectar of Devotion. Okay. It's mentioned that on this Ekadasi day, it's very auspicious to recite all that Ekadasi that falls on this day. All right. So today is Vijaya Ekadasi. I hope and I pray to Krishna that all of us will become successful, not in material life, but in spiritual life. That we could be able to chant 16 rounds with full ecstasy, with full excitement, without being, not that, right? And those who are chanting 16 rounds, you can go more. You chant more rounds, because the chanting of the holy name is the only thing that recommended in Kali Yuga, which is above than any of that ritualistic practice. All right. So with that thought, let's start our today's program. Today we're going to continue our discussion. Okay, on 6 things, that is 6 qualities that's going to be very favorable to Bhakti. Okay. So what are the 6 things? 6 qualities, not things, qualities. So today we're going to start this thing, 6 qualities that enhances Bhakti. Okay. Because previously we studied about the 6 qualities that is going to be a hindrance, all right? That's going to be a 6 faults, not hindrance, not a stumbling block, but the act that will destroy Bhakti. All right, the 6 faults that destroy Bhakti. So we have a quick recap. So that's in verse 2 of Upadeshamrita or Nectar of Instruction by Srila Rupa Goswami. Hatyahara prayayascha prajalpa niyamagraha. Okay. Janasangacha laulyam cha shadbir bhaktir vinashati. Vinashati, vina poiram. Vinashati means totally destroy. Vinashati, vina pochi, right? So there's still six things that will destroy the bhakti, right? And what are they? Atyahara, eating more than necessary or collecting more funds than required. Prayasa, over endeavoring for mundane things that is very difficult to obtain. Prajalpa, talking unnecessarily about mundane subject matter. And of course, also to read newspaper, to read all these novels and all these kind of mundane things. Even like browsing social media, commenting and sometimes arguing. All right. So niyamagraha got two, niyamagraha and niyam agraha. There's 2 meanings. One is practicing the rules and regulation, the scripture rules for the sake of following them. And number 2, rejecting all the rules and regulation and working independently or whimsically, right? And number 5 is janasanga, that is associated with worldly-minded people. And number 6 is laulyam, which is being greedy for mundane achievement. So here we have seen the both side, all right, the negative side of all these laulyam and all these things, and also the positive side. Okay, I hope that you have taken notes and this thing. And so always read this, go through it, all right, and keep it as your journal, every day in journal, because this is the things that we want to find out. Where is your weaknesses? Okay, where is your weaknesses? You have to find out. So once you can identify weaknesses and work specifically on that weaknesses, and you can become a pure devotee of the Lord. So now let's look at the 6 qualities that enhances Bhakti. Number 1, we call Utsaha. Utsaha. Utsaha means in Tamil we call Utchagam. All right. In Malay we call Usaha. 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 Kita kena usaha untuk berjaya. Usaha. So see, the Sanskrit word is actually a very what they call it's a mother of language. All right. All the languages are somewhat other using this. Okay. So in Sanskrit we call Utsaha. That means enthusiasm. Okay, now let's look at this. So in his Sri Upadeshamrita, Sri Rupa Goswami has described Atyahara, Prayasa, Prajalpa, Niyamagraha, Janasanga, and Laulya as detrimental to devotional service. All right, it's detrimental. It's going to be a challenge to a devotional service. We have already separately described these 6 items. Now in the 3rd sloka, so now this 3rd sloka is what Bhaktivinoda Thakura is touching on, the 3rd sloka of Nectar of Instruction. He mentioned the 6 items, okay, favorable for devotional service. So if you understand the 2nd item, 2nd sloka, which is not favorable, the 3rd sloka is favorable in devotional service. So the verse is like this: Utsahan nischayat dhairyat tat karma pravartanat Sangatyagat Sato Vritte Satbir Bhakti Prasidyate. So there are 6 principles favorable to the execution. Okay, that means 6 principles favorable to the execution of pure devotional service. So this is the things that also can execute for the pure devotional. Number 1 is Utsaha. Utsaha means being enthusiastic. Then number 2 is Nischaya, endeavoring with confidence. So Nischaya, what we can say in Tamil, Nichiyam, Nichiyamaga, Nichiyam. All right. When we say the word Nichiyam, when you are very confident about that, say Nichiyama sayre, confident. All right. So now in Sanskrit we call Nischaya. That means endeavoring with confidence. Number 3 is Dairya. Right? Being patient. This one don't translate to Tamil, because Dairya in Tamil means valor, strong, brave. But this is different. So this is Dairya, which is called being patient. Okay. And number 4, Tat Karma Pravartana. That means acting according to the regulative principle. Okay, we have to act according to the regulative principle. And the principle that has been suggested here is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam. Okay, always remember this word Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam. So this is the thing, the most important thing, that is hearing, chanting, and remembering Krishna. Vishnu, Smaranam. All right, always remember that. All right. And number 5 is Sangatyaga. The word Tyaga, okay, I think we have I've explained quite some time again. I mean, even in Gita again, Tyaga means sacrifice. All right, Tyaga means sacrifice. Okay, so Sangat Tyaga. In Tamil also we call Tyaga Padatradera. Tyaga Padatitana, Tyagam. Oh, Tyagam. Tyaga means sacrifice. All right, Sangat Tyaga. That means Sangha means association. That means abandoning the association of non-devotees. All right, we have to abandon that. Abandon means what? You don't even think about it. Say like, for instance, we are just like, okay, the car. Say like the ship is sinking. The captain says, abandon ship. Abandon ship means every one of you jump out of the ship. Don't even think about taking even a nut from the ship. All right, abandon ship. So throw it away, give it up. Right. So that means abandoning the association of non-devotees. And number 6 is Sato Vritti or Sadhu Vritti. That means following the footsteps of the previous acharyas. Right? So previous acharyas means because they have seen, they have passed through, they have gone through all the challenges, they have seen through everything, and they come up with a perfect conclusion. And it's always advisable for us to follow the previous acharya. Right? Even in our family life, even our life and everything, the parents, we always like to follow the family tradition, the way of act of how our parents have done it. Okay. Then other than that, even you want to be a very successful person in materially, you have to follow a successful person. You cannot go and ask a beggar how to become a millionaire. So that means we have to have the association of a very successful person, and we have to learn from him. That's why there's a term called mentor and mentee. All right. So we have to see. So similarly, even in spiritual life, we have to follow the footsteps of the previous acharyas, especially those who have seen, they have already passed the way. Right. So now these 6 principles undoubtedly assure. Okay. Now this is the word that you should underline in your book. These 6 undoubtedly assure. There's no doubt about it. And it assures you. What is assurance means? Guarantees you. What? Complete success. Complete success in what? Pure devotional service. Right? It complete a pure devotion. Rupa Goswami is saying, right? It undoubtedly assure, number 1. Number 2, complete success in pure devotional service. So all of us are aspiring to become a pure devotee, and we want to decode what is the secret of being a pure devotee. Okay, because being a pure devotee, you stand a very high chance of going back home, back to straight away to Goloka. Nothing in between. All right. But even if you don't make it in this birth itself, but that aspiration, that means you have already taken up the task of achieving pure devotional service. So in next birth, you will definitely, I mean, I shouldn't use the word definitely because I'm not sure also,
But by the mercy of Krishna, you stand a high chance to be born again in this Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara and continue where you stop. All right. So if say like for instance, what happened in this birth, you born in a Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, then after you give up this body, next birth you born into other Parampara, like Sri Vaishnava, or this Kumara Sampradaya or Rudra Sampradaya. I mean, there's no harm in that. All right, there's no harm in that. It's all matter of goal. What is the goal of your life? All right. So we are not belittling anyone. All right. Say like for instance, you can do your law degree in British Columbia College in Malaysia. The same thing, the law degree also can be done in. You can also do in what they call. Okay. Let's talk about medical degree because that's quite unfamiliar. So when you see, if you want to do medical degree, you can do in say like Quest International University. At the same time, you also can do medical degree in University Malaya or in Penang, USM. Also can be done. The same medical degree you also can do in Kursk University in Moscow. At the same time, you also can do your medical degree in King's College, London. So what is the difference? They're all going to teach the same thing, but the matter, where are you in? So the like for instance, if you are in King's College in London, all right, in what happened, you stand a chance of you get a better exposure, better context, all right, better awareness. That's totally a entirely different ball game compared to your with Quest International or any other kind of universities, right? If you're in Kursk University, of course, it's sometimes the Malaysian doesn't want to recognize that university, or sometimes you want to be going to Gajah Mada in Indonesia, right? Your exposure is so it depends. So which is good, which is bad? Everything is good, but particularly certain places are exclusive. All right. And that exclusiveness depends on our desire and also our affordability. If you can afford to spend few $1 million to send your children for this medical degree, King's College, it's no harm done. Or unless you have a different skin color, in Malaysia, especially the yellow skin color, maybe you can get a full scholarship to do so. But unfortunately, in this country, there's no such thing. All right. Because you have a qualification, you must have qualification. You must have the right skin color. Anyway, let's not go into that. So what I'm saying is, so like that, we are in this exclusive Vaishnava Parampara. All right. But if by chance, if you born into this Sri Vaishnava, Rudra Vaishnava Parampara, or this what they call Kumara Sampradaya, there's no harm done because you're all going back to God. But depends on the mood, which form of Krishna that you like the most. Okay, I like the form of Venkatachalapati is the most. That's your Ishtadeva. All right. So you go to the place because that is naturally where you are attracted to. That's natural attraction. Every one of us got a natural attraction. And Krishna came in thousands of forms, millions of forms, so that you can get attracted naturally. So through this Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, just by chanting the holy name and fasting for Ekadasi, you stand a highest chance of choosing, of going into any parampara that you are interested in, any form of lot that you're interested. All right. But if you talk about other sampradaya, they are very specifically in one form, specifically in that one form. But we are open. All right. Just like sometimes they say, if you do your science stream, when you go to Form 4, you do science stream. Then after that, after Form 5, you have a choice of you got a choice. Either you can go into science related subject and you go into arts related subject. But if you are in arts stream, you only have one choice, arts related subject only, right? You have no choice for science. It's like that, right? So what we are doing is, but what is our attraction? Somehow or other that all of us, that's why they say the bird of same feather flock together. That means all of us flock together here because we are attracted in the three bandha form of Krishna. Three bandha means, can you see behind me how Krishna bent himself in three ways, right? So three bandha, and we are attracted. We want to know, okay, what is that form of Krishna that Radharani loves the most? And we are so interested to see that loving reciprocation. Look at all the gopis beside. They are all looking at Krishna with so much of love. So we want we are attracted in that form. That's why we are here. All right. That's why they say same bird of same feather flock together. So that means we pray to Krishna that even if we can't make it in this birth, in next birth, we hope that we continue in this Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, and preferably under the ISKCON banner. Okay, because under the ISKCON banner, Prabhupada have created this ISKCON that suits, what they call it, that inspires. Okay, who knows, if we are born in somewhere in India, remote part of India, that's okay. But if we're going to be born again in some kind of Western country or born again in Malaysia, ISKCON will be the best choice. Because Prabhupada have created this philosophy is so sublime and easy that everyone could easily understand. All right. But anyway, we always pray that we will be born again in this Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara Sampradaya under the under ISKCON banner. But of course, that is worst case scenario. But of course, the Srila Prabhupada also said, if possible, you can go back home, back to Godhead in this very birth itself. So do you really want to wait again and born again, spend another 80 years, 70, 80 years again? All right. Why? You may ask, why 70, 80 years? Why not 50, 60 years? No, because when we born again, we'll definitely be born into a Vaishnava family, and we will never, we'll born in an environment that we might have not eaten any meat. We might have not drank any coffee or tea. We might have not drank alcohol. So therefore, it's most likely we're going to have a long life. See, I'm just speculating. So anyway, it's just a joke. Okay, please don't quote me. I'm just speculating. I'm just cracking a joke. Okay. So anyway, so like that. So that's what we are saying. So now, why these kind of books? Because in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, Dhyana Yoga, I think last three or four verses before the end, Arjuna will be telling, oh Krishna, the way the meditation process that you are saying, I'm paraphrasing, it is not possible. It is impossible for me to practice. And Krishna says, yes, fair enough, correct. What do you say, right? It is not possible. It's very hard. Then after that, Krishna continues, he says, but with proper practice, by proper practice, that is possible. What? That terrible, I mean, what they call the Dhyana Yoga. With proper practice, that's possible. Then after that, also he continues it, but you only achieve perfection after many, many births of practice. So what? After many, many births of practice. So that means we are not in this Dhyana Yoga to be born so many times to become perfected in our meditation. But we are in Bhakti Yoga. What is Bhakti Yoga? We are simply utilizing all our senses, our eyes, our nose, our ears. Last week, we was talking about the way that scientifically, how Bhaktivinoda Thakura explained, by the control of the senses will purify the mind, and the mind, once with the purified mind, the mind will start to purify the intelligence. And after that, you start to get higher taste. When the higher taste comes, all the mundane taste goes off. So there's like that, right? So our biggest meditation, tapasya, is to engage our senses in Krishna consciousness. Make our tongue to chant Hare Krishna. It is our tapasya. Just imagine, my dear devotees, Prabhus and mothers, you do not need to sit in one isolated place with crossed leg, your eyes pointing to your nose, then you need to sit one place, then you have to control yourself. You don't know what is passing through your leg. Is it a snake, or is it a scorpion, or is it an ant? All this kind of discomfort just to control your senses. In comparison, simply take your beads and chant Hare Krishna, you can easily control your senses. Right? But whenever things that become that given easy things, sometimes it will be the toughest thing to do. Right? For instance, a person also involved in a hard job. Right? Example, a police officer for always in the field, running around, chasing around, hunting down, he's actively. But suddenly, due to some health reason, he was sent to the desk job. So being an active person who are always going and hunting people, suddenly sit in front of the desk and do paperwork, the flow will always faint. He always go into severe depression. Say, oh my God, I can't take it. So that's what our conditioned mind is created in such a way, right? So similarly, think in this way. You are all exhausted in material life. You have no time to even work even harder to achieve success in spiritual life, because we are also exhausted. We are tired. So being tired in this material life, what is the best thing to think of? to try to look for a way, easy way, right? Okay, maybe once upon a time, when you are not so well-to-do, you usually like to take an old route, all right? You like to take old road to KL to save some, to save toll money. Or example, okay, that's not so distinct. Okay, example, like last time, say with those who want to go to England, study in England, all right? They like to take a cheap flight. So what is a cheap flight? So the flight will go from Malaysia, it goes to no, that is American route. Yeah, from here it goes to Dubai, or it goes to Hong Kong or Japan. Then another transit flight, then you go to Dubai. Another transit flight from there, you go to somewhere that end up in Heathrow. So your trip can take what uh, more than 24 hours. Maybe you're going to fly for 2 or 3 days just to save some extra money, because direct flight is very costly. That is when you're young, all right? But as you get older, as you get more and more exhausted, if you're going to fly to England, you definitely would like to take a direct flight. Direct flight to London from KL is only going to take around 8 to 9 hours. All right, it's not going to stop anywhere. Just fly straight. Compare to 1 day, 1.5 day of flight, just to save some little penny. All right, why we are doing that? Because we are exhausted. Huh? So even that we have lack of money, we always prefer to take that kind of flight. Similarly, we are exhausted in our material life, right? If you think you're not exhausted, think again, think harder. Are you really exhausted with material life or not? Yes, it is. We are sick and tired. We vote for one government expecting some change, and that government also do the same old thing, right? It looks like these fellows can never be trusted, right? Like like once upon a time, I also wasted my time joining this Persec rally, blackout rally, and all this kind of nonsense thing I've done. But now, when the person that I really wanted to come as a leader, what happened? He still backfires. So what we understand here is there's no proper leader, and as long as there's no Krishna conscious leader, everything is simply waste of time. So we are here being very exhausted. So we have no energy to work hard again. Okay, so we are given a very sublime, easy method, and that method is simply very simple. And I simplify even further in RDC formula. Read Bhagavad Gita daily. There's not a day that you're going to pass without reading Bhagavad Gita. You study the Bhagavad Gita very smoothly. Yesterday I was studying this Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, that's the thing. Very nice, right? Every single day you must study Bhagavad Gita. Read. Number 2, distribute Bhagavad Gita. Make a point that you carry a Bhagavad Gita, just keep one extra copy. Just see someone, you look not so happy. Are you okay? Life. Okay, I tell you what. I also had the same thing, but I read this book, it changed my life. Why not have one? Have one, right? I'm just rolling this donation, just 30-40 bucks. Just can take it, give me as a donation, so I can get another book and I can give to someone else. I'm not making any profit from this, but I really want you to read this. Then they ask, what is it all about? Then you can speak to them, because Krishna says, those who speak my glories, those who speak about this thing, but the content of Gita is very, very dear to, right? In chapter 18. All right. So first is read, distribute. Number 3 is chant Hare Krishna. You must chant 16 rounds daily. It's so simple. Read the book and you distribute when you have the opportunity. You don't need to go take the book and hunt people. When you have a chance to talk to someone, you just give them a book. Distribute. All right. And you chant Hare Krishna. What you need to do is simply take the beads and put your finger into that hole and put it in the bag, and just going to hold it and just going to repeat these beautiful words. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, for 1,712 times only. Only 1,712 times. It's going to take you something like 1.5 hours. It's 16 rounds. So just by doing this consistently on a daily basis, either you can do it in one shot or you can do it in installment, you can achieve the thing. Right? So now we may know where I go wrong. Right? So what is the thing I don't have? First, we have studied the don'ts about this. Now, what is that habit or the character that I should build? That even because somehow chanting Hare Krishna is so hard. reading Bhagavad Gita is so terrible. So all this. So now Bhaktivinoda Thakur is going to give a commentary how you can be very, very enthusiastic, because that's what Rupa Goswami said. If you can follow these six, he says, undoubtedly, there's no doubt about it. And it assures, it guarantees what? Complete success on pure devotional service. So that's the thing that we're going to look at now. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur is going to give you so much of evidence that some or other you'll be convinced to take this up very seriously. Now we should discuss the six separate. Okay, now Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying now we should discuss the six items separately. All right, that means he's going to separate each. That means he's going to talk each and each in detail. Therefore, first I'm speaking about the conclusion regarding Utsa. Okay, now what does it mean? He said, now Bhaktivinoda Thakur is explaining. Now we're going to discuss all this in separately. What is Utsaha? What is Nischaya? All this separately. But now he says, but therefore I'm speaking about the conclusion regarding Utsaha. So what is that conclusion? Okay, what is that conclusion? Once you understand Utsaha, what is your realization going to be? So he said, the thing that's supposed to be at the bottom is going to bring it up first now. So you can be excited to know what is Utsaha is all about. You understand what I mean? First, you read a book, read, and at the bottom there's a conclusion. They call, what is the term? There's a term for that. You see, my mind is not coming out. Come on, Krishna.
Any Malay term? Any Malay term? What term you meaning?
Yeah, there's a term in Sanskrit, what they call? Purnahuti. Purnahuti. Okay, anyway, once I remember, I'll tell you. All right. The word is in my head, it's not coming out. Okay. Purnahuti or something. Okay, anyway. So the conclusion. So after you go through all the things, kesimpulannya, the conclusion, now Bhaktivinoda Thakur is bringing up the conclusion and putting on top. Let's look at the conclusion first and see what you expect of this. Okay. So he says, I'm speaking about the conclusion. Without Utsaha, right? Without Utsaha, that means without enthusiasm, one becomes negligent in his worship. He can be negligence. So negligent, now again he said, please underline this word. Negligence is born out of inactivity. First of all, where the negligence come from? Inactivity, right? Or laziness, right? Apathy, right? Or indifference, all right? Apathy means or indifferent. That means that you cannot discriminate, all right? Indifference. So laziness and inertia are called inactivity. Laziness, being lazy. Inertia means stay in one place, like a robot, right? Just stay in one place, you know. Like you can sometimes you see like the elderly people will be going for a walk, they will sit on the bench and they just sit like that and just look somewhere. That's called inertia, right? Or inactivity. So when Utsaha is generated, all right, when Utsaha is generated, laziness and inertia cannot remain, all right? So once the Utsaha is generated, it's activated, in other words, so the laziness and inertia cannot remain, all right? And the absence of desire to work is also inertia, okay? The absence of desire to work, right? For instance, sometimes you see in your workplace or what, when people are really have no mood to work, when they have no mood to work, they'll be sitting like a log, they'll be sitting like a doll or like a mannequin. They just sit one place, you know, because they say, what happened to you? I have no mood to work like today. So when a person have no mood to work, the flow become inertia. So this inertia is opposite to a nature of spirit. All right, this inertia is opposite to the nature of spirit. So what is that spirit is all about? All right, what is spirit? What is soul? Can any one of you recall? What is the characteristic of the soul? Can anyone tell me?
Always active.
Okay, and What else?
To serve.
Huh? What is that?
To serve. Oh,
No,
wait.
no, no. The nature of soul in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2.
Oh, yeah.
What was it? One is active. Number 2.
Spiritual.
Huh?
Spiritual.
What is that?
Spiritual.
Yeah, it is spiritual. No, I'm talking about the activity.
Oh.
Activity. What is activity? One is they are active. Number 2. What are the few things? That is, let's name 3.
Devotional service.
No, not devotional service. Can't be destroyed. Yes, how? Cannot be withered, cannot be cut into pieces, cannot be moist, is immutable. That means cannot keep quiet. You cannot mute the soul. All right? And always remain active. So active means that means it's like okay. Like for instance, when we are all moving because the soul is in, so in the form of consciousness, right? So in the form of consciousness, so it's there. So that means, in other words, the nature of the spirit. So that means what? That's what Bhaktivinoda Thakura is explaining here. This inertia is opposite to the nature of spirit, because the nature of the spirit is to be always busy. All right. So so it's always busy and always active. It cannot keep quiet one place, right? Have you seen people can keep quiet one place? No, they just keep quiet, but the eyes will go here, eyes will go there. You know, the ears will be going there, going here like a radar. You know, so cannot. So that means inertia is opposite to the nature. It's against the nature. If one allows, that means what does it mean if one allows? So that means it is within the power of your control. You can control it. If you allow this inertia to remain in your body and the heart, then how can you perform devotional service? Right? So how you can perform devotional service? Right? That's a question Bhaktivinoda Thakur is asking. The state of apathy develops from carelessness. So the apathy develops from carelessness. Okay, being very careless. All right. One should practice devotional service, without deviation. All right. That's why I'm telling you. Sometimes we are careless because we don't know whether we have done mistake or not. That's why even you can be the world champion in any kind of sports, but you still need to have a coach. Like Tiger Woods. Right? He can hit the ball. You know, just need to hit the ball into the hole. That's it. Very simple. Right? Of course, there's a skill behind it. So one day what he did, he said, oh, since I'm a pro, you know, I'm a many-time PGA world champion and all these things, I don't need a coach. And that time he failed miserably. Then after he got the coach, he became the world champion again. So what is the job of a coach? The job of the coach, even like, for instance, Tina and the girl, you know, Pearly Tan, they are world best or world top badminton player. Why they need to have a coach? Why they don't know how to tackle the ball when the ball hit to you? Why? Right? Because when we are performing in such act, we have the tendency to make mistake without realization. We can make mistake without even realizing. That is called carelessness. Careless. Right? Sometimes like careless mistake, like mathematics. So you made a careless mistake. Why? That carelessness is sometimes people like, no. So, but this carelessness sometimes, like tadapa, I mean, don't care. Right? That is the things, okay? So for that reason, all right, see, careless got two spellings, C-A-R-E-L-E-S-S. It is like not bothered. Intentionally not bothered. Careless. All right. Another one is C-A-L-L-O-U-S-N-E-S-S. Okay, careless. That is making mistake. All right, without even realizing. All right, careless. Anyway, so let me come to this. So now, so the state of apathy developed from carelessness. Okay, this is not unintentionally, it's intentionally. So one should practice, this is instructed in Bhagavad Gita 6:23 in the following words. It says, Tam vidyat dukkha samyoga viyogam yoga samnitam sa nischayena yuktavya yogo nirvina chetasa. This is indeed actual freedom from the miseries. This indeed is actual freedom from all miseries arising from material contact. One should engage oneself in the practice of yoga with determination. and faith, and not be deviated from the path, and not be deviated from the path. So in this commentary, in this verse, Srila Baladev Vidyabhusan Mahasaya had said, Atmanya Yogatva Mananam Nirvedas Tat Rahitena Chetasa. One becomes indifferent of whatever work he feels unqualified for. One becomes indifferent or whatever work he feels unqualified for. So means work that is not qualified, you start to have indifference. Therefore, devotional service should be performed in this mentality regarding Bhakti Yoga. It is said in Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter Canto 11, chapter 20, text 7 and 8. Nirvinnanam jnana yogo nyasinam iha karmasu tesva nirvinna chittanam karma yogastu kaminam yadrichya katadau jata shraddhastu ya puman na nirvinno nati sakto bhakti yogasya siddhida. Among these three paths, jnana yoga, there's philosophical path and of speculation is recommended. Okay, among the three paths. Okay, that means three paths means that means jnana, karma, okay, all this. The path of philosophy is recommended for those who are disgusted with material life and others detached from ordinary fruitive life. Those who are not disgusted with material life, having many desires yet to fulfill, should seek perfection through the path of karma yoga. Right? So it's recommended like this. So that means those who are still not disgusted, you still feel good about your life, good about this material world, then you are the people, we are the people should what they call seek perfection. That means we try to perfect, right, through the path of karma yoga. Do your job. Be a millionaire, go ahead. Be a billionaire, go ahead. But don't expect any result. Right? The result you surrender to Krishna. Karma yoga. Right? So, but if somehow or other, by good fortune, one develops faith in hearing and chanting my glories, such a person, being neither very disgusted nor attached, right? Attached to material life, should achieve perfection through the path of Bhakti Yoga. That means those who are not disgusted with material life, having many desires to fulfill, should seek perfection through the path of Karma Yoga. Krishna says. Then, if somehow or other, by good fortune, that means we have a very good fortune, that one develops faith in hearing and chanting my glories, such a person being neither very disgusted. That means even though that person is not disgusted with this material world, or nor attached to material life, or if he's not also like either, all right, he's not disgusted, neither very disgusted, nor attached to material life, should achieve perfection. So these are the people who can achieve perfection through the path of Bhakti Yoga. So the word, when you look at the choice of words that Bhaktivinoda Thakura is using, all right, it's like this: being neither very disgusted nor attached to material life, should achieve. So what is that should? The word should there means. Okay, let me highlight that. Why the word should? Right? What does it mean should? I mean, it looks like you should do it. You know, example, say like for instance, when you go to that, you are going in that path, all right? So asking, okay, I would like to go to the waterfalls. Okay, I say you go through this jungle track. Okay, you just follow this track. Suddenly you hear some sound, sound. It's on your right. You just turn right. It goes there. You should, you'll see a waterfalls. But suddenly you come back and say, no, I don't find. I say, cannot be. You go there. You should see waterfalls. You should. That means it's definitely there and you can see it. But if you can't see it, something is not right with you. When such a big waterfalls are flowing and you can't see it, you should see. So that means here it says, but those who have good fortune by developing, even though they are not agitated, they are not disgusted with this thing, and at the same time, they also not so much attached to material life, should achieve. That means achieving that devotional service, okay, with the perfection, it is somehow rather guaranteed. Should achieve perfection through the path of Bhakti Yoga. The purport of this, what? For those who have attained indifference, for material activity, but have not yet realized spiritual activity. That means, in other words, they somehow or other they know the material activity is disgusting and it's very painful. They know, but they not yet realize the spiritual activity. They haven't realized yet. What can remain in their heart besides indifference? What the Bhaktivinoda Thakur is asking, what can remain in their heart besides indifference? Right? For them, the undifferentiated Brahmanyana is the topmost achievement. Right? For those, that means when they start to, what is the point in indifference? So when they want to know the indifference, material life is terrible. Am I right? So come into spiritual. Let me start to take up this book and read. So that means what it says. So for them, the undifferentiated Brahmanyana is the topmost achievement. So that means when they start to read this kind of books and spiritual distinct, it's considered topmost achievement for them. For those who have not attained indifference for material activity due to lack of spiritual realization, there is no way to cleanse the heart other than karma yoga. All right? For those people who still don't see the indifference, still attached to the family, like all the grandparents are so much attached to the grandchildren, like looking after them for. So what is the best way for them to achieve perfection is only karma yoga. Those who have realized spiritual activities. Now, those who have realized spiritual activities and understood that material activities are insignificant attains indifference for all the material activities. So that's when they start to see that the spiritual activity, understood the material activity is insignificant. All the material activities we are doing, but it's not worthy, it's very insignificant. These are the people achieve the indifference in material activity. That means they will start to pay more attention to spiritual life and least attention to material life. They accept some material activities. That's the thing here. They accept some material activities as support for their spiritual awakening. But they have to know, but they have no attachment to such activities. So that means I am working, right? I'm earning money so that with using that money, I want to achieve spiritual perfection. How? So now I've got a computer in front of me. I've got an internet. Or no, I've got a Wi-Fi at home. I have to pay for it. I have to pay for Wi-Fi. Or I'm using my phone, right? I have to pay my phone bill. Then I have to have electricity to charge my phone. Then I have to have, then I need to buy books like Bhagavatam, Chaitanya, Charitamrita. All this, how you can do it? If you don't have a job, who's going to pay for you? Right? So that is the thing. So that means you are engaging in material activity so that you can pay your electricity bill, you can pay your phone bill, Wi-Fi, or you can have some books. That means you are utilizing the material activity for your spiritual growth. I hope you all understand what I'm saying. You got it? That's what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is explaining here. And in proportion to the degree that they discuss spiritual topic in devotion, freedom from material association is awakened. That means in proportion to the degree of they discuss spiritual topic in devotion. That means what? In proportion to the degree. So that means its proportion means what? Proportion means like in Malay we call nisbah, right? Proportion 1 to 1, 1 to 2, right? So that means you take one solution, you take another solution, you mix, right? Just sometimes you say you take one part of soap, you add 3 parts of water to clean up your porch. Example, proportion. So similarly, what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is, in proportion to the degree that they discuss spiritual topic in devotion. That means the amount, how much effort that you take, right? You take to the level to discuss the spiritual topic. How much effort do you take to discuss the spiritual topic in devotion? All right. So, devotion, freedom from material association is awakened as an extraneous fruit. All right. In proportion. That means in proportion, or maybe in step by step, or in proportion also in according to that this thing. All right. So, how much degree? To the degree that you discuss, what is that level that you discuss? You discuss 10% of spiritual life. You gain 10% of devotion, freedom from material association. And all these are given to you as an extraneous fruit. In material life, we are working hard. End of the month, we are getting paid. That is the fruit of our labor. Similarly, the same thing what we are doing, the amount of the extra, the in proportion into the degree that we discuss about spiritual topic in devotion. So we achieve freedom from material association is awakened. So freedom from material association. So now as we go on reading, I believe like some of you are like not associating with the friends that you used to associate, not calling a friend that sometimes you like to chat. You know, some or other you start to feel it's decreasing. Yes or not? Any one of you start to feel like that? You can put a thumbs up if any one of you feel like I think I'm don't want to like waste my time with friends. Oh, Punis. Wow. Very good, Punis. Such a young girl like you. Very good. I'm very happy with you. Then who's second? Oh, Vivan. Okay. Anyone else? You feel like don't need to waste time. Kesavan. Okay.
Yeah, I'm also feeling
You
the same.
also, Mataji, yes.
I also propose
Aina Yari, who's this? Oh,
Sheila,
Sheila
Sheila
Mataji.
Mati. Yeah.
Yes, mother and daughter both are getting very detached. I'm very
Yeah,
happy. Wonderful,
Yeah,
wonderful. Okay, Chong, Chaitanya, Chandra, Prabhu, all right. So all these things is something that is not, you do not need to pretend. Because you start to get a taste for this. Yeah, go to him. Hey, come yamcha. Sit in the coffee shop, buy some Chinese tea in a pot. Oh, yeah, you know what? That's the this one. You are wasting my time. You know, you won't have that taste. You know, like one of my Chinese friend, you know, my childhood buddy, my very dear close friend. We are known as the twins. He came for Chinese New Year. He called me up. He said, "Hey, come over." I said, "You come over to my house." Say, hey, it's supposed to be Chinese New Year, you know, you come to my house. Say, you know what? Yamcha, you know, these are, I know, you stop drinking all this nonsense beer and all these things. Okay, my mother became a Buddhist monk. It's quite a unique kind of family. His mother became a Buddhist monk. You know, shaven head with the gray robes. Said, mother is back. She's cooking. She asked you to come. He said, just go there. I went there. Of course, my very dear friend came from KL, returned from KL. I don't have anything very exciting to talk about. Because he's a very successful property agent. He's talking about this property, that property, buy this property, buy that property. You enough lah. Then he said, what are you up to? I said, I'm in spiritual life. Come on lah. Your life is so boring. And someone they start to pour cold water on me. You know, hey, come on, life out there, you know, you're not old, you know, you're acting like an old man, you know, only 46, 47, you know, now, of course, 47 now, you're acting like a grand old man, lah. Come on, you know, these kind of things. So, until you come to the level, do not associate. You do not need to pretend. You do not need to like stay away. You start to have no desire. Or when the mother pulled me aside and she said, I know what you feel. I'm feeling the same. But what to do? My son come back once in a while. You demand me, you better come back home. I want to see you Chinese New Year for something. So I have to give up a monastery. She stays in the monastery. I have to come back just to entertain him and the daughter-in-law. Because the son, he said, I want you, mommy, please, you'll be a monk later. But when I'm there, you don't be a monk. So it's like that. So somewhere or other we start to have the freedom. All right, from material association. Don't feel awkward about it. Like, don't feel when people start to criticize. Don't try to please others. Right? The most important thing, why not they please you? Like last time I used to join people when they start to go for non-vegetarian food. You know, sometimes in meetings and everything. And the most irritating part is they will apologize to you. Sorry, yeah. You know that I cannot do all this. And you insist me to come there. And I'm staring at everybody. I'm seeing each and every one of them like a wolf, lion, tiger. You know, I'll be just telling in my heart, your stomach is a graveyard. And suddenly one fellow will choke. And they look at me, hey, Punithan, did you think anything bad about me? You will get accused for all this kind of nonsense. You know? And the worst part, you know, when the steamed fish, the fish will be on top, and from the mouth, the smoke will come out. Oh my God. I say, and they always come and say, sorry. And I was pleasing people. Then after they come back, I start to, the smell stick in my nose, you know. So it's not very comfortable. Until one moment I just stepped on, I said, you want to please me? You follow my way. I'm not going to follow your way. So what happened? Sometimes when they want to have meeting and everything, where to go? I said, then I asked them before they could decide, I said, do you want me to follow or what? oh, you should come, you are the leader here. Then we go for a vegetarian food. Right? Vegetarian? No lah, you want me to come? Only vegetarian food. There's one place there in the town, there's a nice fancy vegetarian restaurant. There. Or I'm not going to follow you. So when I put my foot down, everybody followed. But now I start to see they all having a long face. I'll be like, hey, do you like? So you have to put your foot down. Never compromise. Because you are on a path and a mission of going back home, back to God. So there's no space to compromise. All right. So the freedom from material association is awakened. So somewhere or other you don't feel like associating. All right. And all these things comes as extraneous gift or fruit. This is the result. So that means if you start to feel all these kind of feelings, it looks like pretty sure that you are growing your Bhakti Lata Beach. The seed of Bhakti is sprouted and it start to take form. All right. So don't destroy it. So the symptoms of a devotee are given in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, chapter 20, text 27 and 28. Looks like chapter 11, Canto 11, there's lots of description about devotees, right? Jata Shrado Mat Katasu, Nirvinna Sarva Karmasu, Veda Dukatmakam Kaman, Varityage Pi Anu Anishvaraha. Tato Bajete Mam Prita, Shraddalur Dhritta Nishchaya, Jusamanas Cha Tan Kaman, Dukko Darkams Cha Garhayam. Having awakened faith in the narration of my glories. That means having awakened faith in the narration. That means by listening to see of my glories. Then being disgusted with all material activities. Knowing that all sense gratification leads to misery. But still being unable to renounce all sense enjoyment. Okay? That means you start to have awakened the faith by everyday listening the glories of Krishna. Then you also get disgusted with material activity. Terrible, everything you disgusted. And of course, knowing that all sense gratification, everything that sense gratification is going to create miserable, right? But still being unable, but knowing all these, but still I am struggling to renounce all sense joy. I cannot give up all that. So, but Krishna says, my devotee should remain happy and worship me with great faith and conviction. Right? So even that you cannot, being unable, but still my devotee should remain happy. He wants you to be happy. Even happy and worship me with great faith and conviction. That means you've got very faith and conviction, right? Even though he is sometimes engaged in sense enjoyment. Sometimes he will be engaging in some kind of sense enjoyment. But my devotee knows that all sense gratification leads to a miserable result. And he sincerely repents such activities. Right? So that means he still sincerely repents. He repents, oh, should I have done this? Okay. So karma arises from lust. Now, Bhaktivinoda Thakura is continuing. So karma arises from lust. Okay. Jnana arises from indifference. Please underline all these words. Karma. The karma arises from lust. What lust is this? All right. This lust is not that men get attracted to women, not that lust. It's also part of the lust. But the real word of lust means uncontrolled desire. The burning desire. I want to have a Mercedes Benz. I want that. That's called lust. So burning desire. The desire. So what is the best typical way? When a man fall in love with a woman, or when the man become lusty over woman, or woman become lusty over man, the kind of lust, uncontrolled, all right, desire. So jnana means intelligence arises from indifference, all right. Just now we have studied the indifference, all right. Then the number 3 is bhakti arises from faith. Faith in who? In the supreme personality, in the supreme Lord. So karma arises from lust, jnana arises from indifference, and bhakti arises from faith in the Supreme Person. The person who has attained faith, naturally disgusted with material activities. That's what some of you are experiencing now. That you all have created, that you all start to have the faith, right? When the faith has arrived, right? Bhakti that arises from the faith, you somehow or other you start to naturally disgust that you felt everything's like not so interesting. He accepts without attachment. That means he also accepts without attachment only those activities that are favorable for increasing his faith in the Lord. So that means he accepts without attachment. Only those activities. That means he like to do things then without getting attached. That things are favorable in increasing his faith in the Lord. Say like for instance, there's once in Malaysia, there was a very famous veterinarian doctor. He approves the cows to be slaughtered. He approves. How many cows or this kind of cows? Okay, approve, you can slaughter. Right? He approves that cow. After he became a Hare Krishna devotee, after he realizes that he's doing such a great sin, he resigned as a veterinary doctor. A very lustrous job. He resigned. And ever since he became a full-time devotee. So what I'm trying to say here is, so that means after that, the things that he have naturally start to realize all these things, he only accepts the duty that is going to be favorable for his devotional service. Then being a veterinary, approving the cow slaughter, it's not favorable, so he gave up. Like some people, they say, okay, some people, they say, like, for instance, I know a doctor couple, but I'm not sure, it's quite some time back. Both of them are kind of good cook. You know, when they were studying in the university, they developed this cooking hobby because they find the food outside is very expensive. They start to cook. Eventually, they became a good cook. Right? Then after that, they always like to do research. So after the medical, so what happened? After they became a devotee, so they tried out every okay, that's not the story about devotee. It's a Malay doctor, couples. Yes. So they start to put up a stall in Pasar Malam. Eventually, the Pasar Malam business became more lucrative than his medical doctor. They resign as a medical doctor and they start to sell food in Pasar Malam. It's a kind of this. So, okay, that's an analogy. I'm just because suddenly I remember another person, but I can't recall the real story. The same thing happened. When the doctor, they were so interested and they picked up cooking and they eventually start up a stall or restaurant or something like that. It's quite many years ago story. And they engage in devotional service. So what happened? They love to cook and they start to cook prashadam and they start to sell prashadam, and whatever money they have, they maintain their family and maintain their sadhana. So that's it. So that means they accept things which is favorable. They don't go into the thing like like sometimes you see that a cashier, cashier in supermarket, sometimes they bring a chunk of beef. So the cashier will scan and put in the plastic and give. But you ask them, I'm only a cashier. Yes, but you're also part of it. So all these things, usually they resign and they do something else. So do something which is favorable. So now, without material body, one cannot cultivate devotional service. All right, without material body, one cannot cultivate devotional service. So you cannot cultivate devotional service in the subtle form. Okay, you only can cultivate devotional service in this human form. So there is no benefit. So there is no benefit if one renounces the activity that are needed to maintain the physical body. All right, there's no benefit, okay, to renounce the activities that are needed to maintain the physical body. Thinking them to be source of misery and lust. Okay, thinking of them source of misery of lust. So that means we don't do things whimsically. We still use our brain. Right? So we need to maintain our body. So we do it accordingly. Not give up everything. Oh, everything in this material is misery and lust. So I give up everything. No, it doesn't work that way. All right? Bhaktivinoda Thakura is explaining. So the fruits of those activities, when you perform material activity, which are the source of misery for others, right? The fruits of activities, sometimes the source of misery for others, therefore enjoyed by the devotees, all right, who condemn them as insignificant. All right. So now it's like this. So there's no beneficial. So there's no benefit if one renounces the activities that are needed to maintain the physical body, thinking to be the source of misery and lust. The fruit of those activities, the fruits of activity, maybe the fruit of activity through devotional service. What is the fruit of activity in devotional service? Like detachment, all this, okay? Which are the source of misery to others. For others, it's a miserable thing. You detach, no, you cannot enjoy your life. There's no yam sing, there's no yam cha and all these things, right? It's a source of misery for others. And therefore enjoyed by devotees. But devotee, no yam sing, no yam cha. All right? Only yam prasadam. I hope my Cantonese is right. All right? So, no, sek fun, sek prasadam. All right? So, only take prasadam. Okay? So, they will be usually condemned as insignificant by the non-devotees. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Eh? They worship Krishna with devotion. Okay? They worship Krishna with devotion and firm faith while enjoying the fruits of their work. All right? So, they worship Krishna in devotion and with firm faith, they enjoy, while enjoying the fruits, whatever fruits benefit they from their job, while enjoying it, they worship Krishna with devotion, and they will fulfill the necessity of life. Those who enjoy the result of material activities with ardent affection are called attached. Oh, this is my life, this is my this, who are so ardently attached. And affection is called being attached. Those who neglect the results of karma, but accept only what is favorable to devotional service. So those who neglect the results of karma, right, and only accept what is favorable is called unattached. That means they are just doing this, come, don't come, don't come. That is unattached. Some people, I really want the thing to happen. I really want it to happen. Work so hard. They are that attached. Although they are unattached to the devotees, to material activity, they work enthusiastically in devotional life. Even though it looks like lazy in outside world. Ask him to work, he doesn't want to work. Cukup makan, I just do some money. It's just like this. But he worked very enthusiastically in devotional service, right? So now it's 10:10. Shall we take a short break? 3 minutes break. So we take a short break and we continue the continued discussion. All right. Now it's 10:10. You want to take water. Those who are not doing nirjala, take water. Just stretch your hand and leg and come back. Hare Krishna. All right. So the process of advancement for practitioner of devotional service is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam. All right. Canto 11, chapter 20, text 29 to text 30, 35, as follows. Proktena Bhaktiyogena Bhajato Masakrin Mune Kama Hirdaya Nashyanti Sarve Mai Hirdisthite Vidyate Hirdaya Grantis Chityante Sarva Sangshayaha Shiyante Chasya Karmani Mai Drishte Kilatmani Nairapeksham Param Prahu Nihirshe Nishreyasam Ananpakam Tasman Nira Shisho Bhaktir Nirapekshasya Me Bhavet. When an intelligent person engages constantly, right? When an intelligent person engages constantly in worshipping me through loving devotional service is described by me. His heart becomes firmly situated in me. Thus, all material desires within the heart are destroyed. The knot in the heart is pierced. What does that mean? Sometimes when you take a rope, a string or what, when the thing becomes knotted, when you take something and tie, all right? So when you tie, you realize, alamak, you tied wrongly. So how are you going to take out the knot? How are you going to take out the knot? You cannot take it out using your finger. You can't take it because it's firmly distinct. So what you need to do, you need to take a needle and pierce the needle through the knot and try to unknot it. You all get it? You understand what I mean? Anyone? Don't understand? Yes, no? Right.
Understood.
So that means?
Understood, Prabhu.
Okay. So when the thing is tied so firmly, you can't take it out. So you need to take a needle and put inside and try to and just try to open it, then unknot. So similarly, the knot in the heart is pierced. All misgivings are cut into pieces. Misgiving means what? All bad luck will be cut to pieces. And the most important, the chain of fruitive action. What is the chain of fruitive action? The karmic reaction. Fruitive action means karmic reaction. Okay, the chain of karmic reaction is terminated. Terminated means what? Completely destroyed. Okay, when I am seen as the Supreme Personality of God, when I am seen, so when we start to see Him as the Supreme Personality of God, okay, all these possibilities are there. It is said that complete detachment is the highest stage of freedom. You know, when we talk about freedom, what is that freedom? When free means free. So kingdom of free. So freedom. All right, freedom. That means you don't have. So when you're freedom, when you're free means you're not attached to anything. But if you are attached to something, you're not free. All right. For instance, the country needs freedom. We work so hard. All that people like Subhash Chandra Bose all fought for freedom. So what freedom is talking about? Being attached to something and want to create this kind of freedom. I mean, it's not freedom. So what Bhaktivinoda Thakur saying Krishna says very nicely. This Krishna's word, right? He says that complete detachment, that means you're not attached to anything, is called the highest stage of freedom. Therefore, one who has no personal desire and does not pursue personal rewards can achieve loving devotional service unto me. That means when we don't have a desire, that means we don't have pursue personal reward. I do this, okay, I do something like that, and I want to get some kind of free, some kind of recognition and all these kind of things, right? They can achieve the loving devotional service. Example, when in devotional service, you are doing something so that you can recognize. I decorate the deity so nicely. I make the flower pot so nicely to decorate the Lord. So then you go and tell people, that flower pot is made by me, oh, so nice. Actually, did you do it for the love of Krishna? Or do you do it for the love of, for the sense of recognition? So when you think about sense of recognition, there's no love. Because when you do something, see, like for instance, it's how the husband and wife relationship. When the husband does something to the wife or the wife does something to the husband, they don't talk about it. The wife can do the best thing for the husband, and the husband can do something very nicely for the wife. They don't go around and tell, the dress that my wife is wearing, is bought by me. Oh, yeah, wow. That means, did I really sincerely bought the dress for my wife? You understand what I mean? Okay. So the purpose is this. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is explaining. The purpose is, it is useless trying independently, all right, to destroy ignorance and lust in the heart. So that means it is useless to trying independently. That means with your own effort, it's useless to destroy the ignorance and the lust in your heart. It doesn't work, all right? But ignorance, lust, fruitive activities, all doubts and material bondage are destroyed by the mercy of the Lord. All can be destroyed by the mercy of the Lord in the course of cultivating devotional service. So when we are in the course of cultivating devotional service, all these things will happen by default. Krishna will do it. When you want to endeavor for it, it is simply waste of time. So the endeavor of karmi and jnani does not yield such result, right? The endeavor for jnani and karmis, it doesn't produce such result. Therefore, when one becomes neutral by giving up other desires and hopes, all right, he attains pure devotional service to Krishna, because he simply depends on Krishna for everything. All right. We should not lose enthusiasm. We should not lose enthusiasm, because we have no strength to destroy the reaction of karma. All right. So we shouldn't lose our enthusiasm. Oh, okay. You see, I'm old. All right. Okay. So we should not lose it, because we have no strength to destroy the reaction of karma. All right. Because like for instance, I'm old, I'm invalid, or all these. Oh, that means, but yet you should not lose your enthusiasm. Okay. Because we have no strength to destroy the karma. In very beginning of devotional service, the sadhaka. Who the sadhaka means? The performer. The performer. That means you and I are sadhakas. That means we are performing the devotional service. Must have faith with full enthusiasm. So first we must have faith, and secondly, we have to be very enthusiastic. All right, we have to be very enthusiastic. Even though it looks like not possible, be very enthusiastic. When we can be very enthusiastic? When we fully depend on Krishna. Right? So once we fully depend on Krishna, we have no worries what's going to be my next birth. We have no worries if suddenly something that comes into my head. It's very normal. Lusty desire, all kind of old habits, old thoughts, old desire for food. If like for instance, like people like I struggle with omelette. That was my favorite before I become a full vegetarian. All right, omelette, fried egg with some onions and all this. So I struggle. Right? Sometimes the thought will sometimes come to my mind. And second, my favorite food is nasi lemak. Especially the ikan bilis and all these things. So when my neighbor cook and the smell comes, wow. My children will be closing the mouth. Yo, what is this so disgusting? Is that disgusting? That's very tasty, very divine. Say, Papa, what are you talking? That is nasi lemak. What does that mean? Is it? But mother make nasi lemak looks different. No, they put ikan bilis. What is ikan bilis? A small baby fish, dry fish. Oh, disgusting. Because they have not tasted. But we who have gone through, we still sometimes have it. Right? So, but it's okay. It's okay. It is very normal. But we have firm faith in Krishna. We surrender to Krishna. Right? So we have no worries. Oh, will that smell some or other will allure me to go and eat that nasi lemak? It happens. I'm telling you frankly. I'm being very frank with all of you. Sometimes when I send my son to school, I have to pass by a lady who sells nasi lemak. There's a place exactly. I have to stop near the traffic light at the junction, and the lady will be selling nasi lemak. And you see such a big crowd. And then they have written all the things, all the names, all types of nasi lemak, which was my former favorite. So I go there, I stop. My eyes will be looking at that, and I'll be just thinking, wow, what nasi lemak is there? Huh? See, what is this? The thing is there, right? Because we are all conditioned soul. Because the taste has conditioned in our heart. But we have to have faith with full enthusiasm. The enthusiasm arises because I know I've surrendered to Krishna. Krishna will take care of it. Even the eyes, thoughts sometimes will go astray, but the enthusiasm that being part of under the guidance and the protection of Krishna, I know Krishna will just take you back. I mean, just hold you on, will never allow you to go astray. So one pure Vaishnava Acharya has written in that the process of bhajana kriya. Okay, that means the Bhaktivinoda Thakura is saying, one pure Vaishnava Acharya has written that the process of bhajana kriya, right, which is devotional practice. Okay, in devotional practice, bhajana kriya, there is two types. All right, one is nishta. Nishta means fixed. And second is anishta, flickering. One is fixed, one is flickering. That when the thing is not, if the light is about to get point, flickering, light comes, light goes, light comes, light goes, flickering. There's two types. All right, what is that? Bhajana kriya. Bhajana kriya or devotional service, there's two types, and one is nishta, and second is anishta. That means fixed or flickering. So now, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, with faith, one should learn devotional service under the merciful direction of a sadhu. Okay, so with faith, with so much of faith, one should learn devotional service. That means one should learn bhajana kriya, right, under the merciful direction of a sadhu. So who is the sadhu that is directing us? None other than Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada has written all the books, and in that purport, he is directing us how to achieve perfection in devotional service. And secondly, if you have a spiritual master, and that spiritual master, his mercy will direct you. So when one attains the stage of firm faith, once he comes to the level of firm faith, he engages in nishta, right, or fixed devotional service. So now, until he attains this fixed devotional service, his service remains flickering. Until he comes to that level, the devotional service sometimes flickering. As I say, the smell can affect me. The stall can make me to get attracted to them. Some kind of all these kind of things. It is always there. Or sometimes our old habit, old thoughts will come in, manifest. All these kind of things. That means we are still flickering. Okay, but now let's look at this. In this stage of devotional service, there are 6 symptoms. All right. In this stage of devotional service, there are 6 symptoms. That means Utsaha Mai, false confidence, Gana Tarala, sporadic endeavor. All right. Okay, let's see what is sporadic endeavor means. So sporadic means, all right, sporadic refers to something that occurs at irregular intervals or only for a few isolated instances. It describes events, occurrence, or action that are infrequent or scattered rather than constant and consistent. Okay, so what does that mean? So that means sporadic endeavor, that means irregular. All right, so sporadic means irregular intervals occurs at irregular intervals. All right, so that means it's okay, not steady. All right, sporadic endeavor. Vyuddha vikalpa or indecision. Vishaya sangara, struggle with senses. Right, then niyamakshama, inability to uphold vows. Sometimes we make a vow to fast on Ekadasi, sometimes we struggle. All right, so and taranga rangini, enjoying the facilities offered by Bhakti. All right, so these are the flickering devotional service. All right, so that means until he attained, until the fixed devotional service, it is remain flickering. So the flickering got the stages devotion. There are 6 symptoms of flickering. All right, please underline this word and please write in your journal and try to see where is that part of your service is still flickering and try to change the bulb. So it's no longer flickering, it's bright. All right. So utsahamai, false confidence. That means we are confident, false confidence. Gana tarala, sporadic endeavor. All right, which is not irregular. It's not irregular, right? Vyuddha vikalpa, indecision. Sometimes we couldn't make a firm decision. Visaya sangara, struggle with the sense. Sometimes the eyes will think like, struggle with senses. Niyamakshama, inability to uphold vows. Sometimes we take a vow, I'm going to chant my 16 rounds in the morning, but you struggle, but eventually you do it for the whole day. Right? Or sometimes you just take a vow, okay, from now on I'm going to chant. Just like a New Year resolution. Every New Year we make a resolution, but sometimes we struggle to uphold it. All right? Or inability, not struggle, inability. Then Taranga Rangini, enjoying the facility offered by Bhakti. So all the facility offered by Bhakti, we enjoy it. So in Hari Bhakti Vilasa, carelessness is counted among the offenses. So carelessness is counted among the offenses against the holy name. Okay, being careless. So in that scripture, the word pramada is described as inattentive. All right. So why carelessness? You care less. You don't care. All right. Today is Ekadasi. You're supposed to fast. All right. Let's look at next Ekadasi. Careless. Yes, Prabhu. Vaishnava Prabhu.
Oh, I don't understand this. Facilities offered by Bhakti.
Facilities offered by Bhakti means sometimes in devotional service we receive some facilities. Okay, like example, okay, example, when a person is okay, how can I say it? Right, say if you are an initiated devotee, all right, and you tend to get better treatment among others. Sometimes when we do this Abhishek, all the initiated devotees go in front first, right? All the devotees will get the garlands. All the devotees will eat first. Something like that, the facilities.
Okay.
These kind of things, all right? So when we get carried away with all these kind of facilities. Sometimes, it's very typically like for example, now, of course, the Abhishek is not open for everyone, the new ruling. So like those days, those who want to do Abhishek, okay, all the Brahmin initiated come front, all the Brahmin will go, wow. Then they can be the last to come for the program and they'll be standing right in front. All that initiated devotee follows Then take the garland, they put for them. These kind of facilities have come the name and fame Prabhu, in the facility of bhakti.
Okay.
So that means still self-gratification. Okay. So in Hari Bhakti Vilas mentioned carelessness. That means careless. You don't care. Is counted among the offenses against the holy name, because this is called would pramada, that calls inattentiveness. So when you are inattentive, you are just don't care. You're attentive, you care. Right? You're looking at it, yes, but you care less means you are inattentive. So Sri Harinam Chintamani. Now, the Sri Harinam Chintamani, the book, has further divided inattentiveness in 3 ways. Okay. Who spoke Nam Chintamani? Haridas Thakur. All right. So we divide inattentiveness in 3 ways. Okay. Number 1, apathy, inactivity, and distraction. Right. So apathy, inactivity, and distraction. Now let me see. So apathy means lack of interest and enthusiasm. Right? Apathy means lack of interest and not enthusiastic. Okay. So that means inactivity is apathy. That means not interested, not this thing, just chalari like that. Inactivity, right? And distraction, you get distracted. That means you do this, do that while chanting, watching TV, while touching, while chanting, browsing Facebook, while chanting, sweeping, while chanting, cooking, while chanting, driving, while chanting, thinking of something else. I mean, they're all distracted, right? So all these things. So it's all divided inattentiveness in 3 ways. Until one gets free from these 3 types of inattentiveness, or until one cannot come out of this, one cannot perform devotional service at all. Okay, even if one gives up, right, all the other nama aparad. I mean, nama aparad means offenses against the holy name. If you can give up all the others, but if you cannot be inattentive, right, and if he remains inattentive, please underline, he can never have attraction for the holy names. So now we may think, hey, I'm chanting 16 rounds every day, but why there is still anartha in my heart? Why can I get angry? Why I am getting angry? Why I get frustrated? Why I'm still a fighting cock? Why I cannot come to the level of humbleness, meekness, right? Because you're simply vibrating the name without any attention. Because when we are attentively chant the holy name of the Lord, you will somehow or other will come to the level of being humble and submissive, because you start to have a higher taste, right? Okay, I'll give you a good example. Okay, I'll give you a very good example. How many of you love to eat while watching TV? Thumbs up. Even. Okay. Anyone? Only women. Others don't watch TV when you eat, is it? Okay, now. Okay, I know all of you are see. Now, let me ask you a second question. How many of you have watched TV while eating before? While you eat, you watch TV. Right? So, most of you, okay? All right. So, we like to watch TV. So, what happens when we eat while watching TV? We don't know what we ate. And we've forgotten that sometimes we have eaten. So, when a person eats while watching TV, he tends to overeat. Do you all agree with me? No one agree with me?
Yes, overeating.
Right or not? So when you eat, when you watch TV, you eat. So fast finish already. Just add some more, add on, and you eat it. So you end up overeating. That's why they say one of the cause of obesity is watching TV while eating. Right? So what you need to do, you just say while watching TV, while eating, don't look at your phone, don't look at anything, just concentrate on your phone. Like sometimes when my children be just engrossed with the phone, and I'll tell them, I hope one day a cockroach will fall on your foot. And while engrossed in your phone, I hope that you take the thing and put it in your mouth and start chewing it. It's disgusted. It's so attached until I put all the food. Because I don't give. My wife comes, that's it. They'll just take the food from her and finish. That's it. So So that's it, being engrossed. So that means while you are eating without even paying attention, you also don't feel like eating, and you don't have that feeling of you have eaten and feeling of satisfaction, right? Even eating can cause like that. And imagine when you are chanting, right? You'll be looking left, looking right, looking up, looking down, looking there, looking here, looking there. Finish, 16 rounds, finish. Wow. I have improved. Then we just write in our journal, I have chanted 16 rounds. But after that, did you feel what is the effect of chanting 16 rounds? After you complete your rounds, you cannot control your tongue from vibrating. After you finish a round, after you stop, then your tongue will be keep vibrating. You cannot stop the tongue from vibrating, right? And you start to have some kind of satisfaction in your heart. We are not trying to run a race, right? Chant 16 rounds, drop the bag, and that's it. I'm done. No. All right, 16 rounds is minimum, right? So that's the thing. So if one, that means you can give up all other. You can stop offending devotees. You can stop not believing. You can stop your material attachment. You know, one of the offenses, and you can, you know that Maha Mantra is different between the demigod mantra. You know, you don't make it equalize. All right, you can do that. You know, you don't offend a devotee. You allow you. You know that you don't have any material desire. All the 9 aparats you can fulfill. Fair enough. But if you cannot have the attention in your chanting, it is still consider everything is out. Okay. If one gives up all other nama aparat, the offense of name, if he remains inattentive, he can never have attraction for the holy name. Because we must understand the holy name. Who is the holy name? The holy name is called Nama Prabhu. Nama Prabhu, the form of Krishna, Nama Prabhu. All right. When you want that Nama Prabhu to be in your tongue, right? Once the Nama Prabhu comes into your tongue and start dance on your tongue, you feel so much of satisfaction and so much of happiness, and that you cannot even think of. It is worth having Nama Prabhu than having Yama Prabhu. What is Yama? Yamaraj. All right, then having Yama Prabhu, because other than Nama Prabhu, all the talk that we talk, other than that, all nonsense talk, it is basically inviting death. Like the croaking of the toad. Every night, talking nonsense. Prajalpa. Prajalpa, it is going to bring death very quickly. All right, very quickly, Prajalpa going to bring death upon us. Right, so we have to make a decision whether we want to make our tongue as the abode of Nama Prabhu or the abode of Yamaraj Prabhu, Yama Prabhu. So this thing. So we have to be attentive. So how to do that? If one who has enthusiasm in the beginning of devotional service, and that enthusiasm does not become cold. All right. When we start, we are very enthusiastic when we are young, when we first become a devotee. But as we go on, we become cold and cold and cold. Then one will never become apathetic, lazy, or distracted in chanting the holy names. All right. If one can maintain and does not become cold, that means when you keep your enthusiasm always hot, burning hot, you don't allow it, right, to become cold. Right. So the person will never become apathetic, lazy, or distracted in chanting the holy name. So we must know. That's my this downstairs. When you I got another piece. Okay. So example now, I'm holding this beach now. I'm holding this beach and I'm going to start chanting. So I know this is the toes of Krishna. The beach is toes of Krishna, and I am holding it. And I got the best boon after billions and trillions of births, that I am going to utter the name of Krishna. And what name of this? The Maha Mantra, the king of all mantras. I'm so fortunate. I am in this Gaudiya Vaishnava Parambara, and I got this Maha Mantra. And this Maha Mantra is a personal recommendation by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, give up all activities and surrender unto me. I will protect you. And similarly, Krishna, the same Krishna also comes in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Is telling, chant my holy name and you can come to me very easily. If not, your process is going to be very hard. Therefore, today I've got an opportunity. At this very second, I've got this opportunity that I am holding this sacred tulasi on my finger. I'm meditating and massaging the lotus toe of Krishna. With this enthusiasm, by the blessings of my spiritual master and all previous acharyas, by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who just appeared 500 years ago. It is not 5,000 years ago, just five generations before. Right? And we are still considered in that golden age. And I'm going to chant the holy name of the Lord. And the word that I'm going to chant is the topmost. I'm going to call upon Radharani, Ladini Shakti, the internal potency of the Lord. I'm going to call upon Krishna, the most beautiful and wonderful one, that pleasing my senses. I'm going to call upon Rama, Abhiram, the reservoir of pleasure, that by calling this name through the Ladini Shakti, the one who controls this beauty and pleasure, other than Mother Radharani, Ladini Shakti, I'm going to call upon their names. Therefore, oh Nama Prabhu, please bless me with this kind of things. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Suddenly distracted. Wait, hey, what is that bird? Is it eagle? Is it airplane? Is it eagle? Superman? I'm distracted. When the thing distracted, no, I'm not going to get distracted. Oh, eyes, please cooperate with me for 1.5 hours. Enough of you wonder. All right. Now I want eyes to see in meditation. You see in meditation the three Banga form of Lord Krishna and Radharani hugging her by the side. I want you to look at that. All right. Then he close. Then you bring back that. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Suddenly you see one song. Mukala, Mukapala. Song during my Form 4 time, Form 3. Oh, I really your ears. Then immediately tell your ears, oh yes, it's enough that you listen to all nonsense for millions and trillions of years. Now you are going to listen. I'm going to give you the most pleasurable names that you can hear. It's more exciting than Mukapala and all this kind of nonsense. I'm going to chant. You're going to listen to that. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Like that. Right? Suddenly your tongue says, well, I feel like drinking water. I feel like let's go and take something. My wife is cooking something. Oh, something very interesting. Okay. Then the tongue says, never mind, I just put down the beads and go in. They say, oh dear tongue, you are so fortunate. Nama Prabhu is on you. Do you really want to give it up? Just to eat something? Come on. You're definitely going to eat eventually. Now let's concentrate. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Be very enthusiastic. Like that, you pull all the things within you and try to maintain your enthusiasm in the chanting. Right? Because enthusiasm is the only support for all types of devotional service, my dear Prabhus and mothers. Actually, I am reminding myself, because in the screen I only can see my face. I'm talking to me actually. I am reminding myself that enthusiasm is the only support for all types of devotional service. By enthusiastically performing devotional service, one can very quickly give up Anishta service and attain Nishta. That means you can quickly, from flickering, you can come to the firm thing. Therefore, Sri Rupa Goswami have said, right? Adau Shraddha Tatau Sadhu Sangota Pajana Kriya Tato Nartha Nivirti Syat tato nishta ruchis tata. By the awakening of faith, when the faith is awakening, all right, of faith, one becomes eligible for devotional service. So until then, we are only on a trial basis, all right? We are trying, all the devotional service that we have is only trial. We are trying out. Does it suit you? Does it suit you? You know, sometimes when you want to go for trial exam, you know, or you want to buy something, you know, you go to the trial, right? What can I say, right? It's just a trial. It is not yet complete. So that means when we have awakened the faith, then one becomes eligible for devotional service with the faith only. When this eligibility when this eligibility is attained, then one achieves the association of devotees. By the association of devotees, one is engaged in execution of devotional service. Right? So that means we start to engage in devotional service because the devotees got nothing else. Where's the best place you can find the devotee? Either you can see them in their house or you can meet them in the temple. You cannot meet them in the pub. You cannot meet them in disco or bistro and all this kind of things. You only can see them basically in this kind of place, right? Then in the beginning, there is no nishta. So in the beginning, there's no nishta. That means there's no firm faith, right? Right? Then in that service becomes various type of anatta. So that means in that service, in that situation, there is no firm faith in that service because various types of anarthas, okay, keep crushing the heart. Okay, in the beginning, we cannot have firm faith because we have various types of anarthas. What is anarthas? Unwanted things, unwanted desires, unwanted expectation, unwanted, a lot of unwanted things. So it keep crushing the heart. Come on, enjoy your life. No, like for instance, but New Year Eve. All right, for the past few years, New Year Eve, we do it in our Namahat Center. But before that, my cousins all come down. Hey, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. I say, what is so happy about this New Year now? I say, no, Happy New Year. I say, what is Happy New Year? You're creating some kind of this thing, no? So there is, before that, I used to get, oh, yes, Happy New Year. Let's go and have fun, see fireworks, go to the town, you know, like Merdeka Eve, we'll be taking hoisting the flag, running on the young time, so naughty. So this guy. So now, in beginning, before we get the same firm faith, we have various types of anarthas. Keep crushing our heart. All anarthas are vanquished. However, by performing devotional service with enthusiasm. We have to be enthusiastic. Remember, we are enthusiastic movement. We are not a dull movement. Whenever there's a kirtan, we should dance. Nowadays, when the kirtan happens, people will be just standing in one place and just shaking the hand, shaking the body. No, that's not supposed to be the way. When we are performing kirtan, that is the topmost bhajana kriya. All right? There's a lot of other bhajana kriya like cooking, cleaning, preparing, puja and all this. But what is the topmost? Sankirtan, dancing with enthusiasm in front of the Lord. Right? The Lord faith. You know, when the king comes, when the king is in front, or one person will be telling something, another person will be telling something, another person will be telling something, there's one king will come and bring one big pallet of gold as a gift, right? Then the cook from the kitchen brings some very palatable food, and the king will be sitting in the arena, he'll be eating so much of palatable food. He take one food, wow! Hey cook, you're wonderful. Wow, all these kind of things. But suddenly they said, okay, while the king is eating, you want to see some performance. You see some girls coming and dancing, you know, the dances to entertain the king. So when the entertainment, the king and the dance entertainment starts, the king even forget how tasty is the food. The king will forget what are the pallet of gold that other kingdom brought to me. The king will forget all the people around him. And he'll be just mesmerized with the way the dancers express their movement. You understand what I mean? Similarly, when we get the opportunity to do kirtan in front of the Lord, we should be very enthusiastically perform the kirtan. Not standing in one corner and just shake your hand and shake your leg. We are the Hare Krishna movement. We are the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, International Gaudiya Math. All right, Gaudiya movement, not Gaudiya Math, International Gaudiya movement. And the way that we perform is exactly how Krishna performed. The way that Lord Chaitanya performed in front of the Krishna, dance in ecstasy until he faint. All right. So dancing in ecstasy, even we go back to Godhead, when all this dancing and singing is happening, you don't sit, you don't stand in one place, you just shake your hand and shake your leg. No. Go and participate. Clap, sing at the top of your voice. Release all the tension in your heart. You know, sometimes when you do kirtan, we need to say, Haribol, louder, louder. If not, all mumbling. What is the point? When we are performing this bhakti, this is an opportunity for us to express our love for Krishna. So we have to sing loudly, right? Loudly in the sense, but when we sing loudly, not sing left, not sing right, not sing up, not sing down. Look straight to the lotus feet of the Lord. And with full of love and enthusiasm, call upon the name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. No, like that. So from now onwards, my dear Prabhus and mothers, if there is any kirtan, you should be the first person to jump and dance in ecstasy. Not simply stay in one corner and shake your hand and shake your leg. We are not shaking hand, shaking leg way of life. We are the dancing society. And we want to dance to please the Lord. When the Lord come and see that you are dancing to please him, the Lord will get so much of attracted to you. Every dance move, every dance step, every jump, every clap will remove all your prarabdha karma for your information. Example, when you see what they call a flock of birds, all right, a pigeon and all this, you go near, just clap. You see, all fly away. Like that. Whenever you clap, you dance, you jump, you sway, left, right, and all the front and back and all these things. Every step, your prarabdha karma is flying away, just like how the bird flies away at the clap. So don't miss it. Be very enthusiastic. Don't be a dull-headed devotee. Stand in one corner. During kirtan, go and sit in the chair, just looking at others. Or when kirtan comes, they know they're going to pull you to run away. I mean, I actually do that. That's one devotee comes, I know he'll definitely pull me. I go away one side, all right? So I say, oh, before the fellow pull me in, I run away. Yeah, sure. So, now actually we're going to finish also, because it's the last paragraph. All right, finish by 11. So like that. So be very enthusiastic in service. Don't stand in one corner and just think you are not a spectator. Let me tell you, you are the performer. You are the performer that you're performing in front of the Lord. You are not the spectator. Right? At the same time, don't say, oh, the kirtan is not so nice. The way he sings, the voice is not nice. The tune is not nice. Sometimes we go tell the Prabhu, come on, fire up, hit someone, hit faster. Come on. This is not a concert. In Tamil, idu oru kacheri. You know, sometimes I get very annoyed when people come and tell me, come on, change your tune. Say, idu na kacheri unaku. Does it look like a kacheri? It's not a concert. We are not in a concert that we need to put a different tune to create excitement. We have to be excited with the name of the Lord. Hare, the internal potency. Krishna, the most beautiful. Rama, the reservoir of all pleasure. You know, when you chant, only your voice will get into these 2 years. Imagine if 100 people are singing and dancing with you, singing, chanting. Just imagine all the 100 people's voice also enter your ears. Imagine the effect of prarabdha karma getting vanquished. So, from now onwards, be very enthusiastic. Chanting, you have to be very, because enthusiasm is the first part, right? So the more anarthas are vanquished, right, the more nishta is awakened. That means you create nishta. The word shraddha certainly means faith. But enthusiasm is the life of shraddha. You can have shraddha. Oh yes, I have shraddha. That's why I have taken initiation. I'm practicing bhakti. But if you don't have enthusiasm, that means there's no life in your shraddha. There's no life in your shraddha, right? There's no life in your faith. So faith without enthusiasm is actually meaningless. Many people think, right? Many people think they have faith in God, but because they have no enthusiasm, their faith is also has no meaning, right? Everybody think they got a faith, but when there's no enthusiasm, utsaha, that means their faith, the shraddha has no meaning. Therefore, due to lack of sadhu sangha, they do not perform devotional service. So where at last Bhaktivinoda Thakur's concluding here, okay, when there's due lack of sadhu sangha, the enthusiasm only starts when you talk about, when one person talks to another person. That's when the excitement starts. You cannot be self-excited. Right? If you're self-excited, you don't have meeting, you don't have need class and all this. So what is the purpose of classes? Even when you talk about any kind of insurance meeting on, there's another person. When two person converse, one person speaks very enthusiastically, and that is very what they call contagious. I get very excited, right? So that's a thing. Okay. So the excitement starts when two person are conversing. Similarly, the what they call the enthusiasm or the excitement in devotional bhakti will arise when there is sadhu sangha. When you go to associate with devotee. If you don't associate with devotee, you will become very dull person. We have seen it. The person say, I cannot get along with any devotee. I rather stay at home and worship my deity, do this, do that. No. Krishna Prabhupada never recommended that. Be isolated, be a one-man island. There's one devotee used to come. He comes like that. He looks like, it's like dried leaf. Then he cannot get enthusiasm because he don't have enthusiasm. So therefore, please take this very important, since you have studied about Utsaha, because now onwards we're going to be very excited, because now we're going to reveal the secret of being a pure devotee, okay, by following these 6 steps. So first we start with Utsaha, enthusiasm, right? And tomorrow we're going to continue with Nishchaya, confidence, right? Till then, we'll meet again. We stop here. We open for question. Now it's exactly 10:59. We just on time. Any questions? What happened? Are you all excited? I know you're fasting, but let's have some excitement. Now it's only 10 o'clock.
Yes, bro. Excited, bro. Excited.
I hope that you're not dry yet. Hey, now it's only 11 o'clock. Are you? Hare Krishna, everyone. I hope you have thank you for so much. By talking about this, I'm feeling very excited. I'm feeling very enthusiastic. I hope that you feel the same. Yes, no? Thumbs up at least. I know. Right?
Yeah,
Right.
Prabhu. Yeah. Inspiration from you.
Yes. So, Chanalakshmi Mataji, yes. So, that's the thing. Be very enthusiastic. Since in this life, we have to be very enthusiastic in order to achieve great success in life. Now, let's be enthusiastic to go back home, back to Godhead. Because going back home, back to Godhead, once you go there, there's a lot of excitement is waiting. All right? We are not talking about ending the repeated birth and death. There's so much of excitement. We can see gopis, the beautiful gopis, gopals, you know. Krishna will be running after the cow. You know, the gopis will be quarreling among themselves to please Krishna. And there'll be 3 party, you know. In Goloka, there's 3 party. I think we will study that in Hari Bhakti. Okay, anyway, I don't know whether we will do that or not. But anyway, we will do it in surface level. There's 3 party, you know, in Goloka Vrindavan. One party favorable to Radharani. Another party jealous of Radharani. Another third party is neutral. Not to say favor and not to say don't favor. Can you imagine this party in Goloka Vrindavan? It's going to be fantastic drama. You know, it's going to be very excited. You know, this party and that party and in between party, and all of them want to serve Krishna. You know, and Krishna will take so much of pleasure to irritate them. You know, until the gopis will be looking, where's Krishna? Where's Krishna? You know, Krishna supposed to be, until they'll be going and they will see one guy will be sitting in a astrologer. Can you imagine? Goloka Vrindavan astrologer is there, right? He'll be sitting there, and they ask, my dear astrologer, do you know where's Krishna? He's supposed to come, you know, and the fellow didn't make it. Really, yeah? Then the astrologer will take the thing. Ah, at this particular hour, at that grove, Krishna will be there. According to the astrological chart, according to this thing, he's there. Go to see him. Oh, thank you, Mr. Astrologer. And all the gopis will be running hither and thither, go there and see Krishna will be sitting there, playing the flute. It's so much of fun. And if we are not enthusiastic, we are going to miss it, right? So be very enthusiastic in devotional service in this material world. And with that, we will go back home and there'll be so much of fun is waiting for us. And there's a lot of enjoyment is waiting for us to see and experience, right? So till then, have a beautiful day. Today is 24th February, Monday, Vijaya Ekadasi. So with full enthusiasm, let's fast, let's chant Hare Krishna. Fasting is only secondary if you think, okay, that one is no problem. But chanting must go on. 16 rounds today. Those who have not tried 16 rounds, do it today. Today is Ekadasi. Do it today. And you start to see how your enthusiasm, how your day feels, right? Pull your senses. Your eyes see something else, tell your eyes, hey, eyes, enough of you seeing everything. Come back. When your ears want to go somewhere, tell your ears, come back. When your tongue doesn't feel numb, tell your tongue, enough is enough. You know, you are the cause that I'm suffering in this material world. Now, you make sure, take me back home, back to Godhead. Vibrate it properly. So by instructing all these kind of senses, just holding the beats and just feel like you are holding the lotus toes of Krishna. You're massaging Krishna's toes. Not just, sometimes when people, you know, they will shake the thing as though like a tornado inside the bag. Tornado. They will shake. You know, like making a, you know, like mixing some salt and this, you know, they will shake. Don't do all that. Just hold with your two fingers, hold the beads and just massage so softly. Massage Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. No? Just massage very gently. In that touch, the lotus, the Tulasi beads and utter the name of Krishna by the mercy of the Tulasi, by the mercy of Radharani. Hope that we are all blessed with this Prema Bhakti as soon as possible. Till then, Vancha Kalpatrubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhyevacha, Paditanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, have a beautiful day. Gauranga.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro.